Tonight's cozy bedtime story for grown-ups invites you on a timeless escape, guiding you gently into slumber. You are listening to The Atlantic Hotel, a sleep story set in a historic village off the East Coast with storybook streets and charming shops. Spend the night in an iconic 19th century hotel, steeped in the allure of Victorian-era elegance. Explore the sights of this tranquil town, meeting interesting characters along the way as a live band plays in the gazebo and a full moon rises. It's time to dream away. Welcome to Michelle's Sanctuary. I'm Michelle, your guide to mental getaways that will gently lull you to sleep, setting the stage for the dreams that await you tonight. Think of me as a longtime friend and ally who understands how important it is for you to feel safe and cozy after you have made it through another day. Change any details of this narrative to enhance your comfort and peace. A sleep story unfolds like a dream, and you may surrender to this dream whenever you wish. Let's enjoy a few deep breaths together to settle your mind and find peace in your body. The more relaxed you become, the more your imagination has the space to come to life as we traverse through a make-believe land where anything is possible. Release all the air in your lungs with a heartfelt sigh. No one may judge you now. You are free from the grips of the outside world and safe to cultivate your sanctuary within. Inhale slowly through your nose, and as you do, you sense the nocturnal perfume of gardenias and summer dew filling your room. The air takes on the cool dampness of a coastal village with the slightest hint of salt that clears your head and soothes your lungs. A yawn arrives before you exhale in another sigh. Use your breath to cast away any lingering tension or thoughts that may try to interrupt this easy come down, as they have a habit of doing. Continue twice more at your own pace, deepening each breath with a sense of knowing that everything about to unfold will serve to make you feel good. As you inhale, yawn, and sigh, you are one breath closer to the sweet slumber that will restore you and help you awaken refreshed. Sense how every breath in and out gives you back control, so you may shift and guide your well-being and contentment as easily as adjusting the sails of a sailboat, setting out beneath a pristine, starry sky. When you're ready, feel free to return your breath to an easy, sleepy rhythm, noting how much lighter your chest and lungs feel. And in this blissful state, we are ready to embark on our adventure to the Atlantic Hotel. For a village to thrive and preserve its charm, it takes the collective effort and shared love of everyone who calls it home. Such is the case in the storybook town of Willowinn, where awards are granted to restore the facades of historic bungalows and storefronts on the iconic Main Street and downtown district. Everyone comes together to ensure the village preserves its heritage, honors its connection with nature, and stays a welcoming haven for all who come to live or visit there. Despite a population of fewer than 5,000, the village draws thousands of visitors year-round with its vibrant music festivals, autumn fairs, summer dances, winter balls, and whimsical mermaid and dog parades. During the warm months, moonlit dinners take over the main street as car traffic is halted and elegant tables are spontaneously set with seasonal decor. Local restaurants and the town's finest home cooks volunteer to share their cherished family recipes, creating a feast of homegrown flavors under the stars. This coming together instills a sense of pride in the locals, who keep their streets so clean and welcoming that visiting feels like stepping on the set of a Hallmark film. But to the residents of Willowinn, their cherished community isn't just one of the happiest places along the eastern seaboard. It's also a place where people live longer than average, perhaps because no one ever wants to leave the slice of heaven on earth. Long ago, a century before the village was incorporated, and weary souls traveled the eastern seaboard, refuge was promised in an inn that existed just beyond the dirt road, surrounded by black willow trees. And that is how the name Willowinn came to be. This original inn was quite rustic, but in the late 19th century, the Atlantic Hotel took its spot, offering a more luxurious place to land. When the area was mainly home to farmers, crabbers, clam diggers, seamen, and artisans, the inn was a touchstone for gathering. Even in meager periods throughout history, the locals prioritized happiness and finding joy. The first annual Christmas tree was put up before the storied inn as the Great Depression affected the landscape of American life. On the night of the tree lighting, everyone in the village grabbed something sparkly or elegant that they could spare. A scrap of aluminum, a cluster of dried wildflowers, or a piece of lace to adorn the branches. As the villagers came together for this mishmash of a decorated tree, they were all in awe of how uniquely beautiful the finished tree appeared. They knew that no matter how hard times became, when they came together, they could create something greater than they could on their own. On that celebratory night, Willowinn embraced its new motto: "Joy is our constant." These words were etched into a marble stone at the base of the village's largest willow tree, serving as a timeless reminder for generations to come. You happen upon Willowinn by accident, much like many visitors well over a century ago, who needed a place to lay their heads for a night or two. amidst long weaving roads through lush green marshes and popular seaside escapes. An unplanned detour brings you to an intersection of 4 diagonal lanes that converge with Main Street as you enjoy a holiday road trip with a week of unplanned adventures. Getting lost in Willowinn is precisely the kind of surprise encounter your vacation needs. The modern-day planner has too much at their grasp, researching and over-plotting every detail with exhausting effort. And that simply wasn't the getaway you had in mind. Every moment of this road trip has been shaped by your whims and guided by your intuitive instincts. You easily find a parking spot before the cobblestone sidewalk in front of the Atlantic Inn, wondering to yourself if a mistake is ever really a mistake, particularly when a wrong turn leads to a destination so cute and heartwarming. Visitors and locals alike walk their dogs down Main Street, where a mermaid museum and various vintage stores and quaint gift shops lure them in. New Orleans-inspired jazz comes from a 5-piece band that plays from a gazebo in the heart of the village square, framed by lush gardenia shrubs and purple-blue hydrangeas that fill the air with their rich perfume. As the sounds of a muted trumpet reverberate through the village, children dance on patches of manicured grass as melting ice cream and rainbow sprinkles drip down their waffle sugar cones, balanced in their tiny hands. The mayor can be seen, dressed in a beige linen suit and loud, oversized purple bow tie. He dances proudly along with the little tykes and his wife, who bounces their 2-year-old grandson on her hip, while he carefully spins around with the family cocker spaniel in his arms. Catching the village officials in these candid moments and expressions of fun is quite a common scene in Willowinn. Paper lanterns, strung from magnolia trees, dangle in the breeze above candlelit cafe tables set out before the Atlantic Inn. Its restaurant has received many awards for its fine dining offerings, which are offered al fresco along with more casual fare. You remove your luggage from the trunk of your car and approach the crosswalk, confident that a night at the Atlantic Hotel is in store. The hotel is a 3-story mansion with wrought iron fixtures and railings on the 2nd and 3rd floor balconies. The facade boasts restored bricks and buttercream yellow wooden siding, accented by polished white shutters, framing each window of the charming 18-room hotel. Patrons enjoy a late lunch or early dinner on the wraparound deck, divided between a screened-in porch and an open-air section for nights like these, when the coastal winds keep the bugs away. Tiny fans spin on each of the tables, with 2 long delicate blades that reflect the warm orange glow of the late day sun. You ascend the stairs to the porch and enter the white-framed door into a lobby. A polished cherry-wood banister frames the stairwell before you, and scarlet and gold carpet cascades down the shiny cherry-wood and white-painted steps. The scene is illuminated by a crystal chandelier, its brilliance as it hangs below the crown molding that adorns the high ceiling. Woven mahogany brown bamboo blades spin vertically in antique fans, slicing the air with a soft whoosh. The circulating air carries the sweet fragrance of old wood and dried eucalyptus placed in ornate antique vases on shelves throughout the lobby. The biggest crystal vase contains ivory long-stemmed roses that add a freshness to the air that otherwise smells of another time. To the right is a formal dining room and mahogany bar where a few locals imbibe, discussing their gratitude for the end of the heat wave and this balmy day. A college protege plays a familiar ballad at a grand piano in the heart of the restaurant. To your left, Millie, the hotel manager, greets you from behind a small antique cherry-wood desk before a rack of hotel keys with burgundy and gold tassel keychains. A recent college graduate, she moved to Willowinn with her husband, who works as a server for the hotel, having exchanged the bustling life in Boston for a quieter hometown experience. They deeply enjoy the service industry and the chance to share their love of the area with those who come from far away. Millie exudes elegance in a vintage ivory ruffled silk blouse paired with a sleek black pencil skirt, adding a touch of modern flair with her Adidas sneakers, perfect for the countless trips she makes up and down the stairs of the Atlantic Hotel each day. You mention how you are traveling without a plan and happened upon the hotel, wondering if there is any vacancy for the night. She cheerfully explains that not a moment ago a guest called to cancel, which means she can upgrade you to the Rose Suite for the rate of a standard room. As Millie prepares the paperwork and runs your credit card, you take note of a sepia photo from the turn of the 19th century, featuring the hotel and its guests in corseted dresses and tweed three-piece suits. A horse-drawn bus is parked before the building, and Millie explains how people would arrive by train, and the horse bus would be at their service to explore the village. The interior of the hotel includes some of the Victorian-era lamps and furniture pieces that were in use the same day this photo was captured. Millie places the tassel keychain in your hand and the silky fringe slips between your fingers with a gentle caress. She leads you up the wide front staircase to the second floor. The wood beneath your feet creaks with each step. Every groan and sigh of the old boards has its own unique timbre and rhythm, telling of the countless footsteps that have climbed these stairs before you. The scent of another era hangs in the air, a blend of aged wood, old books, and the faintest hint of roses, both fresh and old. The walls seem to breathe the essence of the flowers that have accented this cherished haven for over a century. As you reach the top of the stairs, your eyes are drawn to an antique cherrywood buffet nestled in a nook alongside burgundy velvet sofas and overstuffed rose gold armchairs. Silver pots filled with freshly brewed coffee and aromatic tea sit atop the buffet, steam curling upwards in delicate wisps. A neat stack of to-go cups is arranged beside them, and Millie remarks that refreshments are set out throughout the day and evening, and you're more than welcome to help yourself. The hospitality of today is no different than when the Atlantic Hotel first opened its doors to the travelers of the past. Salesmen, once known as drummers, who drummed up business along the coast before journeying inland, and train travelers who found a nice pit stop to recollect themselves before their final destination. The Atlantic Hotel was their refuge. As you walk down the hallway, dimly lit by antique sconces in the shape of tulip flowers, Millie's voice narrates, weaving the history of the hotel into your imagination. The sconces cast a warm, flickering glow on the gold and burgundy damask silk wallpaper. The rich patterns of the wallpaper contrast beautifully with the ivory wainscoting that runs along the lower half of the walls, well maintained and restored from the scuffs and dents caused by trunks and luggage carted down the narrow halls over time. The energy here is thick and palpable. A sense of history permeates every inch of the hotel, as if the walls themselves are alive with the great memories of those who have passed through. The Atlantic Hotel served as more than just a stopping point. It was a bookend to many coastal holidays, marking the beginning and end of summer for those who flocked to the shore. The drummers, with their cases of wares, would find respite here, their weary bodies sinking into the plush beds. The faint aromas of the nearby ocean and marshes lulling them to sleep as they dreamt of successfully returning home to their families. Train travelers, having just arrived from bustling cities, would pause here. The Atlantic Hotel offering them a moment of peace before the requisite social gatherings and sun-soaked days at their beach homes. The hallway chandeliers are simple yet elegant, their crystal droplets catching the soft light and casting delicate patterns on the walls. They guide you down the long, narrow hallway, past themed suites named after American poets and writers. As you approach the Rose Suite, Millie turns the brass handle with a practiced hand and opens the door, revealing the room beyond. A rush of fresh air greets you. The scent of salt and roses mingling as the air flows in from the open balcony. Sheer vanilla-hued curtains billow softly in a late afternoon breeze, the golden sunlight basking the room in an otherworldly glow. The suite is a perfect blend of antique charm and modern updates. The centerpiece is a grand antique bed. Its intricately carved four-poster frame depicts nautical designs of sea creatures and mermaids. The bed is dressed in lush, cream-hued textiles. Layers of soft linens, plush pillows, and a downy comforter that invites you to sink into its softness. Crystal vases overflowing with long-stemmed roses are placed around the room, their vibrant blooms adding a splash of color. Oil paintings in ornate gold vintage frames hang on the walls, depicting scenes of rose gardens and beach roses in bucolic coastal settings. Millie's voice draws you back from the images of the past floating through your mind and says you may call the front desk if you need anything, and that dinner is served downstairs until 10. She leaves you to explore the suite on your own, and you place your bag on a luggage rack by the windows, where you have a bird's eye view of a marble fountain and Main Street below. With a desire to freshen up, you make your way to the ensuite. The bathroom is a sanctuary in itself, with ornate gold fixtures that gleam in the soft light, and enough space to throw a party in here comfortably. In the heart of the bathroom is a deep clawfoot tub, beneath yet another crystal chandelier, tempting you with the thought of a long soak. Beside it, a separate modern shower offers a quicker option with dual shower heads, the perfect blend of old-world charm and modern convenience. The walls and ceiling are a dark marine blue shade, a soothing color that also gives a sense of privacy. Wanting to see more of the town, you decide on a shower, noting how quickly the hot water arrives, quite impressive for such an old hotel. A handmade bar of rose soap rests on a brass soap shelf set in the shimmering opal tiles. It's speckled with tiny rose petals, their scent releasing as the soap lathers in your hands. As you run the soapy lather over your skin, the petals soften, becoming velvety smooth as the steamy water enhances their floral fragrance. You take a moment to breathe it all in, feeling a sense of renewal and peace as the day melts away. Once done, you towel off and dress in a thick ivory terry cloth robe with the Atlantic Hotel embroidered in ebony thread, and return to the bedroom suite to your luggage. Your eyes fall on the outfit you bought specifically for this trip, the one you've been saving for a moment like this. The fabric is light and breathable, perfect for a late summer evening. The cut falls on you comfortably, simple, yet at the same time capturing your personal style. It's the kind of garment that makes you feel comfortable in your skin, as well as the most authentic version of yourself. It may not be something you think about often, but being here seems to make you more introspective. You bring the garment to a small changing area, surrounded by velvet and wood room dividers that wrap around like an accordion. You carefully change into your new outfit and catch a reflection in a tall brass-framed mirror as golden sunlight pours through the cracks of the privacy screen and illuminates you in a flattering light. You can't help but smile at the reflection, grateful for the magical turn of events unfolding before you. You gather whatever you need for the night and leave the rose suite as the sun inches close to the horizon, casting the village in honeyed light. The doors of the Atlantic Hotel open to the sound of the jazz band still playing in the gazebo, their music spilling into the evening air like a festive invitation. The lively notes of the trumpet and the smooth strumming of the upright bass create a melody that feels perfectly in tune with the rhythm of this night. You step out onto the cobblestone sidewalk, welcomed by the warm breeze. The village is alive with the sounds of laughter and conversation. The streets lined with twinkling lights that dance in the windows of quaint shops and cozy cafes. The scent of gardenia mingles with the aroma of freshly baked cakes, saltwater taffy, fudge, and grilled seafood from nearby restaurants. Something about the air, the energy, the tempo of the evening makes you feel light on your feet as you stroll through the village. The charm of Willowinn is undeniable. with its cobblestone sidewalks, ivy-covered brick walls, and marble fountains. Colorful, historic shops boast architectural accents over 150 years old and feature bay windows filled with handmade goods and local treasures. The village feels like a place out of time, where summer nights stretch endlessly, filled with entertaining interactions, music, and the simple pleasure of being exactly where you want to be. As you stroll through the village, the evening breeze continues to carry the scent of salt and sea as it marries the sweet aromas of fresh-baked waffle cones from the local ice cream shop. Each shop is a treasure trove of unique handcrafted items that speak to the heart of the seaside town. You find yourself drawn to a small store that specializes in nautical gifts. Inside, the shelves are filled with intricately carved wooden boats, seashell mirrors that reflect the soft glow of hanging lanterns, and delicate pieces of driftwood art. Each item seems to capture the essence of the Atlantic seaboard throughout time. Some of the pieces are antiques, transforming opal shells into unique pieces of jewelry. Next door, a boutique bursts with vibrant fabrics and patterns, dresses, scarves, and shirts in hues of azure, coral, and sea green. The textiles are like nothing you've seen before, each one woven with care and creativity, inspired by the colors of the sea and sky. You touch the soft fabric of a scarf, its pattern reminiscent of the rolling waves. Further down the street, you pause in front of the Mermaid Museum, an industrial brick building with glowing lanterns and a hand-carved wooden sign in the shape of a mermaid tail. Through the windows, you glimpse exhibits dedicated to the mythical creatures, statues, paintings, and even old sailors' tales captured in yellow manuscripts, some offering poems to the sea maidens that haunted their dreams. The museum is a celebration of the sea's mysteries, a reminder of the legends that have enchanted this coast for generations. Continuing on your walk, you pass by several art galleries, their windows curated with both modern works and classic seaside landscapes. One gallery showcases vibrant abstract paintings that pulse with energy, while another features serene depictions of the village's coastline throughout the ever-changing seasons. There are also black and white photographs of Willowinn, frozen moments in time that tell the story of a place steeped in history and community. The images of snow-covered streets, bustling summer markets, and autumn leaves drifting past historic buildings give you a deeper connection to this village, even though it's your first time here. As you continue exploring, you come across a quaint record store, its windows filled with vinyl albums from every decade. The scent of aged paper and the crackle of a record spinning on the turntable fill the air. You browse through the stacks, running your fingers along the edges of album covers, some worn with age, others brightly colored and new. Aretha Franklin plays softly in the background to complement the nostalgic atmosphere. Friendliness and camaraderie pervade the village, with easy interactions that showcase how we are all much more alike than different. You exchange smiles and greetings with the locals, each interaction as welcoming as if you've known them for years. You cannot enter a shop without the shopkeeper introducing themselves and asking where you're from. Willowinn is a village where small businesses flourish in an era when such success is increasingly rare and fading in cities and towns all over the world. As you walk, you realize that despite this being your first visit, it feels like home, a place where you belong, if only for a short time. As the night deepens, you head back to the Atlantic Hotel. The jazz band selections have shifted to more soothing, reflective melodies that gently echo through the square. You approach the hotel and seat yourself per assigned suggestion. Within moments, Jake, Millie's husband, introduces himself as your server. He has kind eyes that twinkle with curiosity. He asks about your evening, genuinely interested in what brought you to this special corner of the world. You order the special, a meal inspired by old mid-Atlantic recipes, each dish a nod to the region's rich culinary heritage. As you wait for your food, you watch the scene unfold around you. The mayor and his wife move gracefully above the grass, swaying to the music with the ease of years spent together. Other couples join them, a mix of visitors and longtime residents. Finding any self-consciousness that may have prevented them from dancing before has faded with nightfall. Many tuckered children have collapsed atop blankets, sleepily gazing at the stars. At the edges of the village square, dogs lie contentedly at their owner's feet, their eyes half closed in the dim light, as their humans enjoy dessert or sip on nightcaps. Fireflies flicker above the grass, their chartreuse light twinkling in the dark, adding to the magic of the night. When your meal arrives, you savor each bite, the flavors rich and comforting, bringing a perfect end to the evening. The sky deepens in a gradient of dark blue and gray, speckled with sparkling stars and illuminated by a rising full moon. The gentle sounds of the village at night, the soft conversations, the clinking of glasses, the distant hum of a passing train form the perfect backdrop to your supper. As you finish your meal, the band plays its final song, a melody that lingers long after the last note fades away. You charge the meal to your room and thank Jake for the wonderful dinner and his hospitality. As you enter the hotel, the piano player in the restaurant plays to a small but appreciative crowd, their conversations low and subdued as the village begins to wind down. A wave of sleepiness washes over you as you ascend the stairs, the old wood creaking beneath your tired, heavy feet. In the rose suite, moonlight pours through the open balcony doors, casting the room in pearly light. You take a moment to stand by the doors, reveling in the cool night air, which carries the slightest hint of the Atlantic. The village is quiet now, save for the rustling of the breeze and the ambient sounds of folks loading their cars and heading home. You change into cool, lightweight pajamas, the fabric soft against your skin, perfect for the summer night. You climb into the bed, the highest, plushest mattress that you may have ever slept on. The coils beneath you offer just the right amount of support, while the marshmallowy pillow top contours around you, enveloping you like a cloud. As you sink into this balance of softness and support, your body relaxes completely, every muscle unwinding. You close your eyes, listening to the gentle rustle of the curtains and the distant sounds of the village. The timeless allure of this magical night wraps around you. You drift off, ready to be swept away into dreams, cradled by the comfort of this new place that feels like home. Grateful for surprises like this that always avail themselves to you when you remain curious and set out on an unplanned adventure with a deep sense of gratitude. You fade into the comfort of slumber, finding enchantment, finding bliss, finding sleep. It's time to dream away.